I thought, you know, today's a really nice day. It's a kind of a fall day. I'm going to go out and play. And I just remember thinking, wow, the grass is so green, you know, our course is looking nice. And that's the last thing I remember.
That was the last time Monty Elam would ever see those vivid details of the golf course. The next day, Monty went in for routine eye surgery, but coming out of recovery, this is all he saw.
At first, you know, I knew that my eyes were going to be covered. I knew that I wasn't going to really be able to see very well just because of the surgery. Again, things I was told was routine, everything that was happening was routine. Well, it never got better.
Monty's vision never restored, leaving him completely blind.
And that's kind of when the emotions kick in of, well, what's going to happen from here? And then you realize, well, this may be permanent.
With this, Monty had to step away from Blackberry Patch, the course in Michigan he owned and operated. And 6 months later, after multiple surgeries and procedures, Cleveland Clinic doctors were able to partially restore sight in Monty's left eye. This is what he sees now.
As far as day-to-day living, it was a big adjustment. I mean, and you don't think about it till it actually happens. I mean, from just walking down the hallway, preparing food, getting dressed, I mean, just everything you take for granted on everyday life, you know, it changes.
At first, Monty was told he wouldn't be able to golf or work at a course again, but he didn't let that stop him.
I was very upset. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life because I had been in the golf business for a long time and really loved it. But as time went on, I realized, you know, I can do it. You know, just move forward with it, and that's what I've done.
Adjusting to his new normal, Monty not only got a job working at Whiteford Valley Golf Club, but he also got back to playing the game he loves. But it hasn't been easy.
Very frustrating. Very frustrating. That was probably the most frustrating thing because obviously I went from a level of being able to play competitively to a level where I'm kind of just hoping to hit the ball.
Although often frustrated, Monty is not defeated. His experience has propelled him to be a beacon of hope for others, proving there are options other than quitting on life.
Never give up. I mean, that's a cliche, but never give up. And I never thought about giving up. So, I mean, I didn't look at it as a disability, and I just kept moving forward.
Now, Monty also works with golfers who have disabilities, and that work is being recognized by the PGA. He will fly out to Palm Springs next week to receive the Deacon Palmer Award.
Way to go. Quite inspiring.
Yes, it is very inspiring. All those challenges, and he's just overcoming them.
Yeah, he's definitely an inspiration. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, too. And the golf game for him is all muscle memory now. I asked, if you can't see very far, how are you golfing? So for him, it's all muscle memory at this point. He just knows that wherever he puts his club, there is an object in front of there to hit.
True definition of not giving up.
Yeah,
Danielle,
that's so
thank
neat.
you.
When I finally woke up after my accident in the hospital, I remember the first person I saw was my husband. First thing that came out of my mouth was, "It's okay if you want to leave." I was crushed. I was absolutely crushed. My life wasn't the same. I was now a double above knee amputee. I just didn't know how I was going to continue on. I didn't know how I was going to live life. I didn't want to be where I was. I went into a deep depression, and I stayed in a very, very dark place for a long time.
For nearly 10 years, Yvonne Yanes struggled with these feelings. She felt confined to her wheelchair, but that all changed with a promise she made to her dying father.
I made the promise to attend the double above knee boot camp. My dad passed away June 20th of 2015, and that's when I got up and left the wheelchair for good.
Since then, Yvonne has gotten involved in adaptive sports, swimming being her sport of choice.
I started getting into a pool, and I really liked it. And then I told myself, if I'm going to be in this pool, I might as well compete.
This is Yvonne's third year competing in the Endeavor Games, and with each competition comes a reminder of just how far she's come.
Going back 13 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be where I am today. I would have never thought. But today, I don't see life as depressing anymore. I see life as beautiful. And I see it as I've been given a second chance. And I need to make the best of that second chance.
Though Yvonne still has fond memories of her life before the accident, she continues to embrace her new normal.
The life I have now, I would say, is just as great, if not greater, because of the challenges that I've had to overcome.
While her father died before she started walking, swimming, and competing, Yvonne knows he's not far away.
I would hope that he would be proud of me. He never did really live to see me walking, but I know that he's watching from up above, and I just hope that I'm making him proud.
Even though Jalen Hurts wears the number 1 on his jersey, the magic number for his Oklahoma debut was 3. It only took the Sooners 3 plays in their opening drive to score. Hurts threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 3 touchdowns, and had just 3 incompletions on the night. Shea Patterson coupled with that Michigan defense, that's going to be a tough feat for the Buckeyes,
yeah, it really
for sure.
is.
Rodgers back in the state Final Four for the first time since 2015, and the Rams were ready for this one. The nice part about getting those draft picks, it's that two-edged sword of you can trade those off or you can take advantage of it to rebuild your program. Coach Tomich told me before the game, serve and serve receive. That's what paces her blocking game as far as defense, and that also paces the offense. The Energy are getting ready to host Phoenix tomorrow night at 8 for one player. Saturday's game will be a little extra special. He might tone it down as he gets older, but at the end of the day, it's kind of one of those where, you know, if I have a teammate who requests a trade, doesn't want to be here, I kind of don't blame Baker for saying that, because if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. If you're not going to put your full effort into this team, then don't be here. And I feel like if you're going to vocalize you want to be traded, I can vocalize back how I feel about that, because I'm the quarterback of this team. And it was kind of no secret, in my opinion, that Duke Johnson would request the trade, because he was that guy on the outside looking in. When you get Kareem Hunt added to your backfield and you already had Nick Chubb, you are that guy on the outside looking in, and then they add OBJ. I mean, where does he really fit in? Thunder basketball officially returning to the Peak tonight. The Thunder coming off a close loss to one of the top teams in the West, the Jazz, 100-95, the final of that one Wednesday night. Tonight, they look for their first win of the season, and what better place to do so than their home opener. But OKC playing catch-up through most of this one. They would start chipping away in the fourth, though. Danilo Gallinari sinks the step-back 3, part of his 18 on the night. That puts the Thunder within 2. Then Shea Gilgeous-Alexander dribble drive just inside the arc, smooth shot, and sinks it to tie it at 83. But after the timeout, the Wizards go on a 14-0 run to go up 97-83. SGA would get a lay-in late, topping off a career-high night for him, leading the way with a game-high 28 points. But OKC falls short in this one, 97-85. The Thunder return to their home court Sunday when they play host to the Warriors. Tip-off from the Peak is at 2:30. College football action going on. The 5th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners traveling to take on K-State. The vast improvements made to the Sooners defense by first-year DC Alex Grinch have been on display more than once this season. The first true test was Texas, where they tied a program record with 9 sacks. They followed that up with another strong performance against West Virginia last weekend. But the missing piece? Turnovers. It's been an emphasis by Grinch from the beginning, and for the players, they say the lack of them only adds fuel to the fire.
You know, when we don't meet our standards, you know, big thing about us is no excuses. And, you know, when we don't meet our standards, then we're still going to hear about it. And so our coaches have been harping on it, and they're going to harp on it about us today at practice. And so, you know, we got to get that done. And it's going to be a big emphasis around here to get it done. And so I'm looking forward to, you know, having results come this weekend.
Oklahoma hasn't lost in Manhattan since 1997, and they look to keep that streak going tomorrow. Kickoff at 11. Oklahoma State also on the road at Iowa State. Kickoff from Ames is at 2:30.
Plenty of gridiron action going on tonight at local high schools. We start off with our featured game of the week, Blanchard at Tuttle. It's not only a rivalry game, but also a Warriors for Freedom football game, and there was no shortage of action in this one. Both teams dealing with the cold, rain, and wind tonight. Blanchard with a 14-11 lead, but the Tigers putting together a nice drive here. First, Zane Vasquez takes the handoff, bobs and weaves between defenders, takes it 20 yards to the 5-yard line, and then next snap he finishes the job, runs it in for the score to make it 18-14 in favor of Tuttle, and that would be the game winner. Tigers with the 18-14 win over the Lions. Number 1, Owasso visiting Mustang, and it's a family affair with Lee Blankenship going up against his uncle Bill Blankenship in this one. The Rams strike first. Mario Kirby takes the handoff and powers it up the middle over the goal line for 6. And then second quarter, Rams still up 7-0. Adding to it here, Cole Duggar launches it to Cole Adams, who takes it in for the score. It's now 14-0. In the third, Broncos trailing 17-3 until Kari Brown takes the handoff, bounces off a defender and takes it to the house. That cuts the deficit to a score. But Owasso would add another one and go on to win it 24-10. And that's sports for tonight. Have a good one.